Alright, so today I'm going to make a quick tutorial on how to set up a Flipgrid for your students. I really like this tool because it allows for some video responses, oral responses, instead of just written responses. Lets you actually see your students. So if you haven't already done a sign up for the tool, go to Educator Sign Up. And then you can go to Educator Login if you already have one. So I'm going to log in here quickly. Mine's already set up. All right, so I have a couple of grids already going for my students here, but I'm going to walk you through setting up a new grid. So you will just go to Add New Grids, and you can name it whatever you want. So I'm going to name it Practice Grid. Okay, when you're setting it up, very important to have some sort of you have to select a grid type. So I don't like to have it be public for my students because I don't want other people to be able to see them for privacy reasons and things like that. So I usually just say students join using their school email. And then I will move on, and you'll be able to access who can do that, what email addresses can access that later. And then you're just going to name it something. So I'm going to go Conrad Practice. This is just the code that they'll get to access your grid. So you want to make it something that's pretty easy to remember. And then hit Next. And so you're just going to put in whatever school emails your students need. So for mine, cvschools.org, and then csdstudents.org. And that's how my students are going to be able to access it. If I did not put it in there, nobody would be able to get on. All right, so grid's ready. This is your code. You'll be able to copy this later to send to your students so they can access it, but we'll set it up first. So you're going to go to your grid. My practice grid is here. There's a lot of different things I can do to it. I can edit my grid here, change the name of it. I can change my student email accounts if I forgot one. I can go to notifications, changing this to say when I want to be notified that new videos are submitted. You can put in captions, tell you how many new topics are created, all sorts of different options there to play with. You can select a cover, something to personalize your grid. You can go ahead and pick ones that already exist, and that just gives a little bit more personality to what you're doing. Whatever changes you want to make, then just hit Upgrade Grid. So how do you actually, it always tells you, like, there's always like a pre-selected version here, kind of already ready to go. You know, if you want to add your own topic, you can edit this topic, but I just go ahead and add a new one. So let's go with Practice Flipgrid, just for something. You can change the recording time to whatever you want. Depending on your assignment here, you might want to give your students more or less time, but they are going to be restricted to that time, so just keep that in mind. Whatever question you want to pose, I'll say, hi everyone, just practicing with Flipgrid. Send me a video of you saying hello in another language. And it could be simple, it could be, you're limited to 500 characters, so you want to make sure that you're pretty focused there. You can add other focuses, so if you want to have a larger assignment, you can record a video or upload a video of you kind of giving them an example of what you're looking for. Upload images, add emojis, just kind of adding your own character to it. You can add a news article that you want them to read. You can add a Kahoot that you want them to practice. All sorts of different things that you can do to create a focus, but this is just an engagement tool. When you're done, create topic. And then this is going to give you a Flipgrid code. This is what you're going to want to copy and send to your students. That is going to allow them to get into this topic. You can go back out to your grids and we go to this practice grid, you can give your students this flip code, this Conrad practice code, and they'll be able to get into the entire grid. But if you have a specific topic that you want them to look at, you want to go into your Flipgrid and use this code, or you can hit the share button and that will allow you to copy that code. That is what your students need to be able to access the specific topic. Or you can give them their general Flipgrid, like the big one, the Conrad practice, to be able to access all of the topics within that. You can also share that directly as a link to your students as well. I usually just give them the topic code that allows them to stay focused within that specific thing that I want them to engage with. All right, so if you have any questions, let me know. That should get you started on using Flipgrid.